This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and today we have the opportunity, thanks to Sphere Rocket VA, to get to know Jack. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone.
So I guess the best way to get started is to take us back to the beginning, Jack. Who are you? Where are you from? What market are you in now? And how did you find yourself a real estate agent?
Yeah, so my name is Jack Tsai. I'm in SoCal, Southern California, in the San Gabriel Valley area. I've been a realtor for about 13 years. And mainly the reason why I got into real estate was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read the book when I was in college. So when I graduated, I was like, I think I want to do real estate. And I want to be able to create wealth, not only for myself, but also for my family, for my clients, for my friends.
Absolutely. That's incredible. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's something that's brought up quite a bit on this show. I haven't had the opportunity to read it yet, but I need to get that on my list as I'm traveling over the next month for work. So, Jackie, did you start with EXP Realty or how did you and EXP cross paths?
So when I first started, I got some letter from, am I allowed to mention the name? So yes.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I got a letter from Coldwell Banker, and then it was close to my house, and I was like 23, 24. So I don't know anything about being a realtor. So I'm like, I want to learn how to sell homes. So that got me to become a realtor. I went through some trainings, and I went through Mike Ferry training, Tom Ferry trainings, and a couple of different ones. And how I crossed paths with EXP was that I was a realtor. I joined EXP about 3 years ago. And then prior to that, I had like 10 years of experience. I was doing about 15 to 18 transactions, making like 150 to 200,000, somewhere in that range. But I had a difficulty to break that $200,000 mark and 20 deal mark. And so that maintained for like 5-6 years. And so I was quite frustrated. And one morning, like 4 years ago, I was at work Saturday, and then I saw one of my colleagues like working hard. I was like, and she makes about $500,000 to $600,000, and she was probably almost 60 or 60 years old, somewhere in there. I was like, why are you still working so hard, going there, going to Pasadena, going to Fontana, and doing open houses and still prospecting for client on the same day? On a Saturday. So I'm like, shouldn't you be spending this time with your family, enjoy with your grandkid, right? And then she says, hey, we don't have any base salary. I'm like, I know that. I've been doing this for a long time. And then she says, and the only way for us to create wealth is to buy real estate. And then so she bought a couple properties, but yet still working hard while making $500,000. Right? And I was like, I can eventually make $300,000 to $500,000 a year, but does that mean that I still gotta work for another 10, 20, 30 years and not be able to enjoy my weekends? So that got me thinking, maybe I should change my environment. Because like, if the top agent in this office is doing that and I don't really want that style, then maybe I should change. So I actually thought about going to Keller Williams, one of my good friends' office in the area. And because I know that they invite you to build team. They got good culture, great company, and they got this thing called profit share. So which means that you can bring agents into the company, get a piece of their, if they're productive, the company at the end of the year, they're profitable, they will give you some bonus, basically. It's not going to be too much, maybe a couple $100 or maybe a couple $1,000 a year. But I'm like, it's better than nothing, right?
Right.
And, yeah, so I was thinking about that. And a couple months after, one of my good buddies, his name is John Tsai, and he's a 3-time Icon agent, sells about like 200 homes a year. And then he's like, "Hey Jack, you gotta look into EXP." I just went into EXP. He just went to EXP like a month before that. He's like, "Look at it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll take a look at it. I respect you. You're my good friend. Let's look
Sure.
what it is he has to offer." And then I saw the model. I'm like, "Oh, pretty interesting." And keep in mind, I believe 3 years ago, most people don't know about EXP. So I was interesting, but I don't know if I want to move or if I want to go to KW. But he goes, "Hey, like they have a mastermind group,
Mhm.
meaning like I can learn from people who is doing 50, 100, 300 deals a year. And most importantly, they're willing to share." I'm like, free coaching, free mentorship. Why not? I'm in. So that's like the main reason what I decided, okay, let's go with the XP. Let's give it a try. If I don't like it, I can always go. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're like, hey, like these are some of the best in the industry. They want to share their secrets with me. They want to help me out. They want me to get better. This is cool. Can't really get better than this. Sure, come on over. And it does get better because you have the opportunity to earn your cap back and stock options and rev share, and it's incredible. And
Yeah.
so yeah, you came over for the collaboration. You liked that. You saw the model. It made sense. Somebody you really admired introduced you to it, so you trusted them going into that. And Jack, what really makes you stay with EXP though? What makes you say, I'm never leaving this place?
Great point. So great question. So when I first joined,
Mhm.
still again, John just joined a month before me. So there's not much of a track record on whether the stock is real, the
Mhm.
revenue share is real. I didn't know about that. But after joining the company, I mean, like I talk to him very regularly, either via Zoom training because he has group trainings, and or text message, or we call each other because we
Yeah.
have other meetings where we can collaborate. Even he's in Vancouver and I'm in California, so I know some people may have like concern that, oh yeah, what if my sponsor is not in the area, right? Like right now, I think due to COVID, everybody's very comfortable, very used to use Zoom or have virtual meetings like this, right? So what made me stay was, like you said, the opportunity to collaborate, and really the culture, how agents are helping agents. Because
Mhm.
in the brokers that I stayed at before, I mean, we will have friends in the office, right? We would chat, have coffee, have lunch, even party together sometimes. But I, I rarely see like top agents. First of all, they have time for you,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
They close the door at their office, or they're out and working with the client. So you don't really get a chance to talk to them much. Or when you talk to them, they're not gonna show you their listing package. They're not
Mhm.
gonna show you their secret, because at the end of the day, we can be friends, but we're still competitors.
Right. Absolutely. And it's
Different here.
hard. They've got the secrets kept to their chest. And because what at other brokerages, what do they get from helping you? Nothing.
Nothing. They get a competitor.
Yeah, exactly. And that's,
Yeah.
that's not good in such a flooded market. People don't want that at other
Mhm.
brokerages, right? But EXP has built this model and this mindset where a rising tide raises all boats, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
So you saw that opportunity, right? You loved that EXP has mentors and models and people that are excited to share their secrets with you because if you win, they win. Stock goes up, rev share,
Mhm.
everything else in between. So,
Mhm.
Jack, before we dive into more about the Icon Award, I want to know more about you, right? So you're obviously busy. You've got your business on full blast mode. I'm sure you got personal life, a lot going on. You're producing like an icon agent. So how do you take care of Jack? How do you make sure to avoid burnout mode?
So I do medit when I wake up. I
Mhm.
would do meditation and visualization first,
Sure.
right? 'Cause I catch myself. I'm the type of person I would reflect on my own life on at least couple weeks. I mean, every couple weeks,
Yeah.
right? And I will see what I'm working on, where I'm heading toward, and
Mhm.
but I will catch myself sometimes just running like and without slowing down. I'm just like, I want to move. When I wake up, I look at my phone. I believe a lot of people are like that. We wake up, we look at our phone, go to the restroom, and go to work, right? And then when we're done, we look at our phone, we eat, spend some time with family, we look at our phone, we go to sleep, right? And there isn't really much time that we're sitting down to slow down to look at what's important about for us, for our family, because ultimately that's the most important thing, right? So right now I'm doing meditation, visualization to slow myself down. So it's kind of like what people say, sharpening your saw.
Mm-hmm.
So I just keep on chopping the wood. And I would do like a 10-15 minute walk in the morning by myself, just by myself, to really just look at things. Because usually when we're so busy, we don't look around, right? And just not think about work. And after work, I set a time because my wife works with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just had a daughter a couple months ago, and we're like, you know what? After 8 o'clock, we're not gonna talk about work. It's just about we can do whatever we want to do, but just no more work. Yeah.
Right. Like just like let's clock out, right?
Mhm.
And recharge and maybe pour energy into some other things so that when we do clock back in tomorrow, we can be our best selves to our clients and to each other and to our mentees and mentors. And I think that you've got a good system down, Jack.
I still got a lot of things to work on.
So I've come to believe that there is no such thing as work-life balance, right? There's no true answer to it, but we should all believe in it and all chase after our version of a work-life balance, right? So to me, that's important. That's really important. And Jack, now let's talk about the Icon Award through your eyes. How's that sound?
Sure.
Okay. So I want to know, we don't have to talk crazy numbers, but I'd like to know about how many houses you had to sell in your area to Icon or Cap or, whatever number off the top of your head.
Yeah. So in our area, you probably sell like 5 homes, your cap, 5 to 6 homes, your cap. So Icon, you have to sell 25, 26 homes. And so prior to coming to EXP, I was doing about 15 to 18, right? And first year coming over, I did about 24. So I finally broke that 20 deal mark. And then the second year, I did like 30, 31, 32, and also last year as well. I intentionally want to stay around 30 because that's still pretty good income in SoCal. And at the same time, I can free up my time so that way I can build my organization.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's it's always good to hear, the number that you guys talk about in different regions because, yours is going to be a lot different than somebody yesterday in Michigan. They have to sell about 41, 42 houses to get where they need to, or in Alaska, Florida. So it's always a good way to gauge, the different marketplaces and where housing prices are and where I need to move to, because I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now. And for like $300,000 budget, I can get like a closet in somebody else's house. So that's about where we're at right now. So it's always a good question to gauge kind of where my icons are and what they face in their business. So Jack, obviously to be an Icon agent, it's more than just production. You've got to get back to the culture at EXP, whether you're a coach, a mentor, vetting other icons, you teach to EXP World. And I know that you said collaboration was a big deal of why you came over here. So I'm sure you're excited to contribute to it. What avenue do you take for that?
Avenue to take for what?
Like what do you teach? Do you coach? What is your avenue for giving back to EXP?
So I have a couple of trainings for agents, like brand new agents, or we have a daily huddle for the agents to kind of like set their day right. And also we have live training. Actually, we have an office here in San Gabriel Valley, so that agents can come here and just learn and prospect together. Or just we have classes training. Like next Friday, we're actually gonna be doing a event where we're gonna have a mindset coach. She's one of my coach from Bob Proctor, and then we're also gonna have a luxury agent that's gonna come and share with the agents like how do you get into the luxury market. Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
That's awesome. No, and that's a really good. It's all about finding your niche here at EXP. So it's exciting to be a part of that and kind of help people out. And when you're learning from the best of the best, the Icon agents, it's really encouraging that you see that these are the people that are out here and they've done it and now they're sharing their experience and their mistakes and their successes with you. I think it's awesome. Jack, what is your favorite part about the Icon Award? Is it that big shiny trophy? Is it you get to go to EXP Con and shareholders, the $16,000 cap you can earn back? What makes you say, I want Icon again and again and again and again?
I think, to be very honest, I don't really care about the trophy.
Of course.
Sorry, Glenn. I appreciate it though. But I would say it's that fulfillment that I think all humans have that. Like once you make 100,000, you don't want to make less the next year.
Yeah.
Right? So that fulfillment that, hey, you hit a certain status at a company. I'll be very honest with you too. In my prior brokerages, I never care about awards
Mhm.
because it's just a trophy.
Yeah, it's just a paperweight.
Oh, actually, you get an actual trophy, but I still don't care. Anyways, so it wasn't really like something that I was aiming for. But
Mhm.
now, again, that fulfillment, and also like you get your catbacks. So essentially, you're not paying anything to the company,
Mhm.
and which I mean, yeah, I know some people can say, stock you don't get it right away, or stock may go down, whatever. But in other places, you don't even get it.
At all. Right.
Yeah, and at least stock has an opportunity to go up too.
Mhm.
I remember there were some stock that I got when I first joined the company. It was worth like $200 or $400 when I first got it,
Mhm.
and then now it's worth like almost 2 grand. Right?
See?
Yeah.
Good
So
things happen.
yeah, I do believe that because I like the company a lot. Like I said, the
Mhm.
culture, the stock, the revenue share, all that thing, and collaboration. And so I do, which is I don't really see that in other brokerages. So I believe in the vision of the company. And I
Yes.
think if the agent in the company like the company, because I would say some of my friends, I talk to them, they work in other industry, they don't really like their company. But
Right.
I talk to many agents, icon agent, new agent, they like the company. And I believe that if the employee or the independent contractor, people who are the company, like the company, that should be the first step. And then the company can fly together,
Yes.
and so compared to all other companies, I think it definitely has a lot of potential. And right now it may still seem like a small company, so the stock price is not like amazingly high,
Right.
but I really like the example that some of our senior agents share with us. They really look at it as like Amazon 20 years ago. If somebody asks you, hey, would you like to get into Amazon? I heard of this stock Amazon 20 years ago, but would you get in?
Yeah.
How?
Obviously, or Netflix and Blockbuster, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're like, oh man, I wish I would have, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, I
And
know. So
now at EXP you can, and you
yeah,
should.
and plus it wasn't my, maybe I don't know if this sounds right, but it wasn't my money to begin with anyway. The
Right.
60 grand I was supposed to pay the company anyways. They're
Mhm.
giving it back to me. It's like a lottery. Well, not really like a lottery ticket because I can cash out if I want. Right.
Right. But it's like, go, okay, so you're not at EXP and you're like, like, what if your stocks go down? Okay, that's fine. I want you to go back to your broker and
Hmm.
you have a talk. You ask him if you can have your cat back in cash. Go ahead.
Hmm.
Or in any way at all. And let me know how that conversation goes.
Hmm.
Because it's not gonna go well for you.
Yeah.
And at EXP, we don't have to have that conversation because it's there and the opportunity to earn it back is possible, and we love that. That's exciting. It's something to shoot for, and it's just it encourages those who are already invested in the company to just work harder and earn that back. And EXP still ends up winning because they've got some top producers and they're killing the game. And it's just we sailed past 80,000 agents this week, and it's
Yeah.
just been an incredible journey to see EXP flourish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jack, let's put you in a scenario real quick. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
So, I'm a brand new agent. I just passed my real estate exam on Saturday,
Hmm.
and I'm coming to you. And you've been talking EXP up to me. You want me to join your team, whatever. You're my mentor, sponsor, whatever it is. Everything's official. I'm with the real estate commission, stamped, signed, sealed, delivered. It's my first day. And you and I are talking about goals. I've never written an offer letter. I don't know where to start, but I'm like, Jack, I really want an icon this year.
Hmm.
Okay. So what kind of talk would you have with me? Like, is that something obtainable? What are some little goals I should set out? Where are some areas that you failed in the past that you can advise me on? Or is that even realistic for my first
Hmm.
year?
Yeah. Great. It's gonna be very fun. So I actually talked to quite a lot of new agents. And
Mm-hmm.
then, so the first thing, always, when they join us, right? I sit down with them either on Zoom or in person for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to really talk about their goal,
Mm-hmm.
what they want, and why, most importantly, why they want it. Because you have to have a deep enough why so that you will be willing to do what you normally wouldn't do.
Mhm.
right? But there's so many ways of getting business. I don't tell them, oh, you gotta go door knock, oh, you gotta call people, you gotta do this, gotta do that. There are so many different ways, right? One of our legend in the company, Gene Frederick,
Yeah.
he wrote a book, 101 Way of Generating Leads, Getting Business.
Mhm.
And there's so many ways, but just find one that suits you, that you like. It's not one way fits all, right? And there are many different real estate coaches out there, and they teach different things. But just pick a mentor, pick a coach, follow someone who has been there and done that. Stand on the shoulder of a giant. And at the end of the day, if anyone were to join us, just ask us questions because we're here to share, right? I think for most new agent, the biggest challenge for them is that they stay quiet.
Mhm.
They think that they're secret agents, 007.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So if you're brand new, I would say first look at your goal, why you want it, and create a vision board on why you want those things, and have those things to kind of pull you forward, right? And whether or not icon's realistic, it depends on the individual, right? So if I would want to know where how how many month reserve they got, how comfortable they are.
Mhm.
Are they about to go broke, or are they really wealthy? They don't really care. They just want it as their hobby. And it's different conversation. So if someone that's hungry, that's willing to learn, that come to the meeting, come to the training, and ask questions all the time, yeah, it's possible to hit icon in first year. Yeah, but for some people, they're just, I kind of want it, I kind of don't want it. I have this as part time. It's not realistic,
Right. That's
right?
fair. No, that's a great place to start with that conversation. And you gotta see how bad do you want it? Where's your headspace at? And that's a great place to start with a newbie like me.
Yeah, I like to ask them a question. For instance, like many new agents, they want to make 100 grand,
Mhm.
right? And I'll ask them, hey, if you want to make 100 grand, like that means you're getting paid $8,333 a month, right? Let's pretend they work for like a month or two. They're complaining, oh, I'm not getting business, right? I will be like, hey, would you pay yourself 8,300 a month to do what you're doing every single day? And most of them say no. Then why are you complaining?
Right. Like, okay, then what can you do to fix that?
Then it depends on, I would look at your schedule. What are you doing every single day? We can set up accountability too, right? As a brand new agent, I tell people it's about just focus on three things, right? You gotta practice, you gotta know what to say to your clients, you gotta prospect, you gotta talk to people, right? You gotta preview or study the market. So you build that confidence, right? Because ignorance equal to fear, and then and knowledge equal to confidence.
Mhm.
Right? So many people, they don't know, they don't ask, and of course you're not gonna have confidence. And when you don't have confidence, when you go talk to people, of course you're not gonna sound good. Of course you're not gonna get clients,
Right.
right?
No, that totally makes sense. And
Mhm.
I like the perspective you put it. Would you pay yourself that salary? Because then it kind of is like, that makes sense. This is just given. This is very much earned, and I've got to go out and get it.
Yeah.
I like that. And Jack, you were so fortunate to have EXP presented to you by people that you admire. But there are
Mhm.
some people out there that they see EXP, they hear all these great things, but they're with a brokerage right now and they're loyal to them. They've taught them everything they know, but gosh, they're leaving fifty to $80,000 on the table every year because of their cap, and there's no opportunity to earn it back or stock options, and just all the things that go on with other brokerages. And
Mhm.
they see the greener grass at EXP, but they hear the things in the industry like, oh, don't go over there. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a cult. You don't want to be there. So what would you have to say to somebody that's sitting in those shoes, maybe watching this right now?
I would say, like, because I run into people like that too, and my perspective is that everybody have their own life to go on. They have their own path. They have their belief. They have their past, and so it's okay if you're happy at where you're at, stay where you're at. Don't move,
Mhm.
right? But all I'm asking is for agents to really look at the opportunity. I understand people they are loyal to their broker, which I appreciate that. I like loyal people. At the same time, you gotta look at how about take that broker situation aside and then look at it take a step back and looking at a bigger picture. Would you like to be loyal to your broker, or would you like to be loyal to your family?
Right.
right? Like
It's
for
an
me,
important question. It's true.
yeah, for me, like just by moving over my license to EXP, I saved like 30, 40 grand because I was paying 30, 40 grand extra to my prior broker. And by moving over to EXP, I'm able to accumulate stock, which I have a decent, I have a decent amount of stock in the company because I got it 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And for some people, they be, oh yeah, because you're early. No, we're still very early, right?
Right.
And yeah, and also the revenue share, it's real. Before I joined, I'm like, "Ah, is it true? Is it not? It's real." And for
Yeah.
some people, they would say, "Oh yeah, it's a pyramid scheme." I mean, we are publicly traded on SEC.
Mhm.
Sorry, on Nasdaq. So SECs heavily regulate our company, everything. They look at it. Do you think a pyramid scheme company will be on Nasdaq?
Probably
Right?
not.
Yeah.
But
And
you
at the end of the day, every company is a pyramid scheme. If you really, it's a pyramid. It's a pyramid.
absolutely
Like the
no.
broker says, hey, yeah, right. But this way, we're just introducing people, and then we're growing together,
Mhm.
right? And we get a piece of it, and we're not even getting it from that agent. We're getting it from the company.
Right. No, that's absolutely correct. And Jackie, everything's a pyramid scheme. Everything's funneling up to the big guy up top. But do you have an opportunity to have a piece of the pie? An investment in the company that you're working so hard for. And talk about employee retention. I mean, EXP has it down, man. What better way to influence your people and get them excited about working for you than to let them benefit and profit off of the growth of the company?
Yeah, yeah. And at the end of the day, you don't have to recruit if
Mhm.
you don't want to recruit. It's
Right.
not a must. It's just an added feature. And trust me, if you are in this business, if you have been in this business for many years, if you plan on to be in this business for many years, people will reach out to you. Be like,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about switching brokerage. Where should I go? Or how is your company? I'm thinking about I just got my license. Where should I go? Right?
Mhm.
But you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
It's true. You don't. You really don't. But I talked to an icon who makes $8,000 to $9,000 a month off
Mhm.
of her downline. So recruiting is an option here. It's incredible. It'll pay you the mortgage for your beach house. Like, get it done.
Prior to coming over, I always have this goal that I want to have $10,000 a month in passive income,
Yeah.
right? And I did some calculation. I'm like, oh, if I want that, I gotta have at least $1 to $2 million to asset, so I
Mhm.
can generate that passive income.
Yeah.
Right? I gotta have $1 to $2 million cash to buy asset, and after I pay off the mortgage, but after I pay the rent, I'll get a couple $100, and then I need to get a certain amount of doors so I can get $10,000 a month,
Right.
right? Currently, I'm getting about $7,000 to $12,000 a month from revenue share.
Mhm.
And some people may say, "Oh yeah, people, you go to EXP, your production will go down," right?
Mhm.
When I was doing 15 to 18 and coming over, my production went up. So
Wow.
it's just a side thing that I do on the side after I
Mhm.
focus on my production because I choose to do it. And in fact, 90% of the agents are not recruiting agents.
Right. And that's okay. And if you want to focus on that, you can. If you want to focus on just iconing, you can. If you don't want to ever touch the icon award and you just want to do the production in it, fine. That's fine
Mhm,
too. Just cap
mhm,
and then do your thing. That's okay.
mhm.
And that's the incredible thing about EXP is you can build your own career here. They give you the bones and you get to make it what you want,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
absolutely.
And Jack, we are creeping up on 30 minutes here. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the listeners with as we wrap up today?
Yeah, I would say when I was really looking at the decision, like whether or not I should come, I remember I went to the Tony Robbins events. And
Mhm.
then again, I was stuck in my 15, 18 transactions, right? And he asked, hey, like, why do you think you're stuck at where you're at? And
Yeah.
then I started looking at it, I'm like, fear. Because I have fear about hiring an assistant, fear about doing this project, fear about doing that. And then he said, okay, what if you trade your fear with faith?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, what if I hire an assistant and everything, I can systemize everything, life could be better, easier, I can work less but earn more, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll apply that. And then 3 months after, EXP came. So when I was first looking at it, I'm like, nobody know about EXP. No, I need to get my own place or I need to work from home. All this fear came in. I was like, okay, I just learned this a couple months ago. What if I trade my fear with faith?
Right.
What if all the thing that EXP, what we're talking about here, is real? What will my life be?
Mhm.
And then I think it's the best decision I've made in my business life.
Absolutely, Jack. I love that. And, trading fear for faith. I think that's incredible. That's a great piece of advice. And on that note, we'll wrap it up today. Jack, thank you so much for joining me this morning or this afternoon, I guess, on the Icon podcast. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope to catch up with you at EXPCon and shareholders.
Yes. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Really appreciate
it. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you. We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.